The Angie Matthews Story, Episode 12, Part 3, How Our Story Ends. During those years, Mama brought us to visit whenever she could. Mandy and I grew older in those visiting rooms, and eventually someone else began showing up too, Daddy's father. The same man he spent years trying to prove himself to. The same man who once made him feel small. But prison has a way of stripping away pride, and over time, the two of them finally talked. Really talked. For the first time in their lives, they understood each other. They made peace. That turned out to be a gift, because not long after Daddy came home, both of his parents passed away. But they left this world with their family whole, and that meant everything to him. When Daddy got out, Matthew's auto repair was still standing. The community helped him get back on his feet, and Mr. Alvarez had left Daddy money in his will before he passed away. Money Daddy used to invest in the business. With hard work and help from people who believed in him, the shop became more successful than ever. Years later, Daddy stood in front of a second location on 85th and South Hermitage Avenue. A bigger shop, a better shop. Proof that one mistake did not define his life. Mama eventually remarried, but she and Daddy remained close friends. Some relationships change shape, but they never really end. Mandy got her life together. She graduated from high school and joined the military. She said she needed to leave Chicago to figure out who she wanted to be. And for the first time, she did. Drelo Harris, the same young man who used to hang around Daddy's garage and the one who warned us the night Daddy was arrested, grew into one of the most respected voices in Chicago. In his 40s, he entered politics and announced his campaign for mayor of Chicago. Life has a funny way of surprising you. Curtis, the boy who used to mock Daddy for being poor, became principal of their old high school. At the grand opening of Daddy's second shop, Curtis shook his hand and congratulated him. Both men smiled. The past no longer had any power over them. My best friend Kiki was raising her son as a single mother and had just been promoted to manager at the neighborhood grocery store. She was tired most days, but she was proud, and she had every reason to be. As for the people who helped set everything in motion, No Love, once known as Little Reggie, was arrested for his role in the attack. He served his time, and somewhere along the way, he gave his life to God. After prison, he became a minister.
If God can change a man like me, he can change anybody.
Streets do not always let people outrun their past. At 30 years old, he was killed in Riverdale during retaliation connected to an old gang feud. Tone Watkins disappeared from Cabrini-Green long before the towers came down. Years later, he was arrested in West Garfield Park after participating in an attempted bank robbery. The last I heard, he was facing around 10 years in prison. He was 29 years old. And then there was me. At 27, I was pregnant with my first child, one step away from becoming a lawyer, engaged to Lee, a fitness instructor who also managed an apartment complex. For the first time in my life, I could see a future that didn't revolve around survival. One evening, I stood and looked at Cabrini-Green as the last of the buildings were being torn down. The place that raised me, the place that hurt me, the place that shaped all of us. Concrete crumbled, dust filled the air, and with every wall that fell, it felt like another piece of the past was finally being laid to rest. People say where you come from defines you. Maybe that's true, but it doesn't have to decide where you end up. My name is Angie Matthews, and this is how our story ends. But life doesn't stop just because one chapter ends. A year later, Lee and I left Chicago behind. We moved to a quiet town far from Cabrini-Green, far from the violence, far from the sirens, far from the memories that used to keep me awake at night. We thought we were finally starting over, just me, Lee, and our baby boy. A new home, new neighbors, a new beginning. And for a little while, it actually felt possible. But sometimes, trouble doesn't follow you because of where you came from. Sometimes, it follows you because of who you are. And in that town, people looked at me and Lee differently. Some smiles felt fake. Some welcomes felt cold. Some doors closed before we ever had the chance to walk through them. At first, it was little things. Little comments, little stares, little reminders that not everybody believed our family belonged there. But little things have a way of becoming bigger things. And before long, I realized Chicago wasn't the only place capable of teaching people how to survive. Because our story wasn't over yet. It was only beginning again.
You're locked in with the Real Story Vault. Make sure you hit like and subscribe because the next part, it only gets worse.